nice to see you again. So, I guess you could say my New Year's was on fire. That was really a bad joke, wasn't it? If you don't know, I mean, I know you probably do if you're an equestrian in the UK, but there was a big fire at a horse show about 2 weeks ago, not even that, 9 days ago actually, exactly, because it was on New Year's, and it was in Liverpool, and I was there. So today I thought I'd tell you my story of what happened to me in this traumatic fire. I am traumatized for the rest of my life, can't you see? Can you see the pain and sorrow inside my eyes? So it was the last day of the year. We were at Liverpool and we had a trade stand called Johnson Equestrian, where all the big sort of events like Olympia, Liverpool, Hoys, hopefully next year, I don't know, like all those big shows, we're there. So it's cool for me because I just get to watch everything and not actually work. So it's great. So there was a speed round, I believe. It was 1m45, all the big jumpers in it and stuff. So I went into the arena to watch it, as you do, and it was great. There were some great jumpers and I was intensely watching this, and then all of a sudden this girl comes into the arena and then they're like, oh, you need to go back, it's not your turn. And we all thought that like she'd come in too soon and it wasn't like her time to go yet. But then all of a sudden all the horses from the warm-up arena started coming in the arena. And then they originally said, I believe over the announcement, that there was a small fire near the warm-up arena. And if you want, not at Liverpool, the warm-up arena is right next to where all the trade stands are. So I thought that the fire was in the trade stands. And then anyway, all the horses started coming in from the stables as well, all into the main indoor arena. So about for 20, maybe 20, 30 minutes or so, we were like sort of stuck in the arena, not allowed to leave. I mean, there's like a small outside section we could go to, but we were like sort of stuck there. And I had no idea what was going on. Like, we didn't think it was a big fire. Like, so then over the loudspeaker, they said, oh, there's a small fire in the car park. And I actually didn't realize where the car park was, even though I'd walked past it every single day at the show. But I thought that, because originally they'd said it was near the warm-up arena, I thought still it was sort of like somewhere near the trade stands. I mean, I wasn't worried at that stage because like I didn't know how big the fire was. So then a bit later we sort of all got evacuated out this sort of back way of the arena, which I'd never been before. So I was then completely disorientated because I had absolutely no idea where I was. And at that point, it was when my phone decided to die, which was, you know, great timing. And then it was sort of became apparent that the fire was actually quite big, and I'm still thinking here that it's near the trade stand, so I'm like, oh, I hope my parents aren't burning to death. But actually it was kind of worrying at that stage. I was pretending I was calm and I looked really calm, but I was kind of shitting myself on the inside. It was also really cold because I only had a hoodie and just a t-shirt underneath it, and it was like really raining and windy. So then eventually, after being completely soaked, I was able to go to a nearby hotel just so I can dry, and that's when I was able to borrow somebody's phone and then finally text my parents and ask if they're still alive. So then they're like, yeah, we're still alive, we're evacuated, we're not anywhere near the fire. So I was like, oh, okay, that's great, we're not gonna die, yay. So then they eventually met me at the hotel, and then they're like, oh, you do realise where we parked our van with our dog inside is actually like right next to the car park. I'm like, oh, great. So then we had to like sort of run around this back way, and I mean like actually running because it was kind of dramatic. Okay, we're very, very lucky here, and like I don't think about it enough, but we weren't allowed to go into the car park because our van was slightly too high. So we were parked with all the other trucks, like I mean the big jumping trucks, like we were across from Whitaker, Breen, Sport Horses, like all the big names. We're just all surrounded by them, so it's kind of cool too. Hello, I'm back. Sorry about that. I just had to go do some stuff. So that's why the lighting's a bit different now. So it was kind of like stressful when we were trying to get to our dog and our car, or our van, because that was literally right across from this massive burning building. And although like the fire probably couldn't like come across to where our van was parked, like if the wind changed, then all the like bad toxic fumes could like go all over our dog and kill her potentially, or kill us. So it was kind of stressful. And as I said before, that's where all the big trucks are parked. So they were madly trying to load all their horses, and you could hear like all the tires exploding, and then every time a tire would explode, all the horses would freak out again, and it was absolute chaos.
What's your horse?
I know! From where we were standing, we couldn't actually see any of the smoke, but you could see all these massive black clouds going up into the sky. I do have some videos, I will add them in at certain points. So really we just made a run for it to our car and then tried to drive off as quickly as we could, but security was being stupid and was stopping all the trucks for no reason. They're like, oh, we gotta wait here. Like, do they not realise if the wind changed, we could literally be really sick in like a few seconds? So we just all decided to ignore security completely because they weren't stopping us for any good reason that we could find. We were just trying to drive out of like the whole venue and go away. So really, we don't know why they were trying to stop us, but so we just completely ignored them and just continued driving on. I mean, everybody did. And then we drove back to the hotel.
Compounds it all, doesn't it? Horse animals, you know?
Yeah, look, there's a Whitaker.
Have you got low beam? Just not blinding them all.
And realised when a bit later on how actually serious the fire was. So if you don't know, I think it was either 1,400 or 1,600 cars were actually burnt, and I'll show you now some footage of what it looked like when I saw it the next day. As you can see, the entire building is just burnt, although it doesn't like show up too well in that video, I don't know. So the next day we had to like pack all our stuff up from the trade stand, and luckily nothing in there, like the fire didn't get to there, it was a different building, so nothing was burnt in the trade stands, but there was sort of like this black soot over some of the stuff, which is kind of annoying because then we have to reduce all the stuff. But you know, shit happens, we're all alive. Our dog's alive because we didn't park in the spot, so we're lucky. Another interesting thing, because I've never actually been like this close to, you know, a massive fire like this, you know, it's not a thing that happens that often, but, and this is probably TMI, but all my snot was black. I feel like I could have told the story more dramatically and like started crying and pretending that it like scarred me for the rest of my life. It was stressful at the time, like I'm not gonna lie and be like, oh, it was all super chill. Like running towards that fire, going back to get the dog was kind of stressful, but I don't know, we got out, everybody was evacuated, it wasn't, nobody's lives were at risk other than potentially a few dogs that were parked inside the cars in the car park. But you know, as you saw, maybe a few dogs were rescued. I don't know if all of them, maybe a few did actually die, but you know, overall no horses died, no humans died, so it was pretty good, other than obviously everybody's cars being burnt. Disclaimer, by the way, I really hope that nobody is like put off going to Liverpool next year because I thought the show was really, really good. Like, better than Olympia, personally. I just think that everybody has their own opinion, please don't attack me. I just personally thought it was better than Olympia. A lot of fun, they had a lot of stuff going on, and I also thought it was really cool that you could see the warm-up arena too, which is, you know, not something you get to do at a lot of shows. So, yeah. That's the story of when I went to Liverpool. Oh, one more thing to add. I was interviewed the next morning by ITV on camera. I don't actually think my interview went anywhere. I mean, if anybody saw me on TV, then please send me it because I'd love to see it. But I actually contacted them and asked them if it was anywhere, but they didn't respond. So I do have a photo though with like a guy from ITV, so I'll put a photo in here. It was pretty dramatic at the time, but now because I'm like telling the story 9 days later, I'm sort of like mellowed down a bit. Is that the right expression? I don't know. So that's it, really. It would probably be a lot more dramatic if our car actually burnt, but it didn't, so it wasn't that bad. And that's it. That's the time we went to Liverpool and there was a massive fire. Bye.